We got some stuff to cover here. And Kaleb, you may not be familiar with the show, but we're going to go over a couple of things regarding the most recent purges of bullshit. So it's going to be a little bit of bullshit. We're going to comment on said bullshit, and then we're going to move into the next bullshit. Okay?
Sounds good, bro.
All right. So we're going to start this thing out.
Your show.
With a really interesting story here that basically for pet lovers, that's who I think this is probably going to be the best. You guys are going to love this. Let me bring this over here. Topic. There it is. This on over here. And I got to share it with you. All right. Oh, I didn't have it. I don't have the clip up. So that's the problem. Give me a moment, sir. I haven't done my full interview panel in a second, so I just had to remember where the screens are, and now we can get things done. All right. And it's not the one I wanted on that one. All right. Can you see this wonderful pup on the screen?
Yeah, I can see the pup.
Okay, and I gotta say, Purple Groovy, thank you. You're on Twitch. I didn't know which forum you were coming from, so that's fine. I got who I need. I got Purple Groovy on there, and I think IMZ is joining from Kick. So, sorry for my folks that are normally on YouTube. I don't know what happened. It's just not feeding over there. I told you I done pissed them off. But anyway, so apparently a company has come out with a AI collar that allows dogs to communicate with their owners. So I wanted to go over the clip because I couldn't believe it either. Might be some bullshit. Let's find out. All right, let's find out what it is.
Petty chat helps it come through.
I won't play.
I'm hungry.
I want this.
I need snacks.
I want this.
Hungry.
Let's play. Come on, play now. Leave me alone. I don't like you.
Easy, babe. Calm down.
Well, now,
Turn every bark into a conversation. Even when you're away, Petty Chat stays in tune with what they need. Cats and dogs communicate through distinct vocal patterns. Their voices, actions, and behaviors are matched with video ground truth for AI learning, backed by over 1 million.
I thought this
pet
was a
data
lie, but it
points
seems
and
like a real
professional
commercial.
Research support. Hybrid Device Cloud AI enables fast and accurate responses in as fast as 1.
I thought it was a damn Sora video at first. That's what I thought. But this looks like a company's really trying this.
it's hard to tell these days what's real and what's not.
Exactly. So let's have a quick discussion about this because I got a question for you on this one.
Well, the fact it's called Petty Chat is crazy.
Petty Chat.
Petty Chat,
Petty
like
chat.
something like that, like Petty Chat.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
a pet is. Here's the thing. Most pets only, like a dog in
Yeah.
particular, only has so many things they're going to really say. I'm hungry. I'm ready to go outside.
And I want to play.
Yeah, I want to play. So you just.
So the probability is high that they're going to get it right. You know?
You got like a 1 in 4 chance. You got at least a 25% chance of just random guess.
Are these translators who have like deciphered dog language? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Well, I'll say this because I know marketing for this product is going to be big. They'll make some money before somebody realizes it's bullshit.
Of course.
Yeah, they'll definitely make a killing because everybody wishes they could talk to their animals.
Do
You
you
know
a
what I'm
pet?
saying?
Are you a pet lover?
I'm a pet person. I love dogs.
Yeah.
I'm a dog. I like dogs. That's pretty much it. I'm not a big
You
cat
dog?
person, or I have 2 dogs.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
See, I like pets, but from a distance. Like, you know what I mean?
You are correct in that because I'll be honest. The one thing about having dogs is they're like kids that never grow up.
And
You
I
know?
just don't like having dog fur on everything. You know what I mean? Like dog hair. Like, I love dogs, though. You know what I mean? Don't get me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, different dogs shed more than others, but you're definitely going to get dirt, dander, and dog shit all over the place. So,
Oh yeah, I've had dogs in the past, so that's kind of why I love them from a distance at this point.
So, yeah, similar to how I feel about kids.
Yeah. Done having kids as well, my guy. Like,
Right.
I'm done with the kids, man.
Yeah, my time is up. Once I became a grandfather, shop was closed. Shop
Well,
was closed.
my daughter is 17, so I'm right at the
Yeah,
precipice.
you're right there. You're right there.
Light at the end of the tunnel, you know?
So here's a quick question. How much would you charge for something like that? Like this pet translator? How much do you think people would charge for something like
You mean like retail price?
Yeah.
What I would... man,
I don't even know.
so I would hope it's no more than $100, bro.
We would
You know?
hope.
I would hope.
We would
Because-
hope.
Like a what are those digital pets people used to have?
The DigiPets.
It looks like a digipet on a collar, bro.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah, I used to have a DigiPet. And those were fine because you could leave them in the house when you left.
How many phrases does it possibly have stored? You know what I mean? Like, bro, even $100 is too much. I'm being generous for real.
They probably have it available on Temu, so you know it doesn't work. You know it doesn't work.
Bro, everything is available on Temu. It's kind of scary.
Right. And the thing about Temu is I don't know about who does what with their products, but I will say this. They are marketing geniuses. Once they got you, they will get you in there and they'll be like, hey, claim this free gift and next thing.
You sound like you bought stuff off of Temu before.
I have bought stuff off of Temu before. I don't know, I am.
I feel like it's gonna like fall apart or like I don't know, man. You know?
Well, eventually it might.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the products are crap. I've known a few people personally that buy things and in the picture it looks one way, then it shows up at the house. It ain't that. It's something totally different.
Some people who love it, like, man, this one guy I was talking to, he's like, man, I got a shed from my backyard for like $20, and it sounds too good to be true.
It is too good to be true. If you get a $20 edger or lawnmower or shed or anything that you know is worth like $1,000, there's no way. There's no way.
I mean, you said they sell Jordans on Temu, like.
Are you serious? They really do sell Jordans on Temu?
So I think they cater their advertising to like what they know you like. You know what I mean? So I think they just pull pictures from anywhere, and they're like, "F it, we're gonna make it." You know, if we can make, we'll make it.
Well, they seem to have a good thing going because there's some people you can't stop them from buying Temu stuff, and I'm not going to mention any names, but I know people personally that I'm like, stop it, put your phone down.
To me, it seemed a little scammy, but
they can be. So before we move into our next purge of the BS, so I just want to confirm we now have at least Twitch, Kick, YouTube going fine. I don't know what happened. Actually, YouTube was going, but I think it broke. Or it went into another feed. So give me about 2 minutes. Anybody that's on with me right now, just bear with me a second because it's all messed up. It's all fucked up now. And yes, if you need to curse, Caleb, feel free.
I self-censored myself.
Yeah, I heard you do that, and I just wanted to let you know this is why we can't stay on YouTube. So go ahead because we're in the process of moving right now. And we're not even on YouTube right now, or at least I didn't think we were, but it appears that we actually ended up on there. So,
okay.
Yeah. So it gave us the wrong title, the wrong stream code. Let me see if I might be able to fix this. Nope, it fixed. Just give me about 2 minutes on this one. I need to find the key. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell I did wrong on this one. It looked like it was going. What? I just needed to give me a signal. It won't give me a signal. All right, well, we're going to move into the next thing here because I cannot wait for YouTube. And I guess it's ironic that we were trying to move off of YouTube and I got kind of forced off tonight. So let me make sure the Facebookers got the notification. I know most people are used to the show being on YouTube, so that kind of threw some things. But I'm not even not a big deal. I just wanted more people to see this awesome interview. Fine, they don't want to be involved. Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. I really don't. It's there. Oh, there we go. Hold on. There we go.
Hey.
There we go. Okay. All right. We're good. We're good. Jeez.
Well, that's cool because I shared it on YouTube. And I'm old, so like Twitch and stuff like that.
Yeah, you haven't gotten around to that. Yeah.
Nah, I'm old, bro.
It was my son was the one that made me do it. When I first, he got me into Discord and Twitch and all this other stuff. And before I knew it, I had like 8 different things to maintain. I'm like, son, I was having trouble with one.
Yeah, it's a
now
lot.
you done gave me 8 different pages I got to manage and 8 different things. But then I figured out how to go live on all of them simultaneously. And now I'm kind of like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. So now I'm feeling it. But nonetheless, let's get into our next thing over here. This one is actually going to probably surprise you a little bit. There was a young lady that got into some trouble recently for driving with her cell phone. I don't know if you've heard about this one. It's a video going viral. Did you see this one? All right. Well, I got to cover it because I haven't talked to the people about it.
It will never get old to me, bro.
So let me pull this topic over here real quick. And I'll get you over to our shared screen over here. I just hope it doesn't glitch this time. It glitched a little bit the first time, and I was very upset with that. Figure out what that is that makes it do. All right, let's jump on over here. Long title here. All right, let's go. Open this up a little
So we have court tomorrow for driving with a device in our right hand, but they just sent me the body cam footage, so I thought you guys might like a little treat before tomorrow.
All right, for those that don't know, this was the woman that got pulled over for driving with a cell phone in her right hand. If you were paying attention in the last 15 seconds, she doesn't have a right hand, okay? So that's the irony of this so far. This just for people that just tuned in, making sure they caught up because they might not know what the hell's going on. So let's see what we got.
Maybe it's different because I'm a girl.
Hello, ma'am. Hey, good morning. I'm Deputy Gasala with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. Recently, while you're being pulled over in the city of Lake Worth today, we're doing an operation for distracted driver, and you drove past me holding the phone with your right hand, manipulating that phone. I mean, I saw you with the phone in your hand.
Not. So you want to just call this a day? Or?
I don't want to call it a day. You had a hand manipulating
You just
the
said
phone.
my right hand.
Well, I thought I told you with your right hand. You
so
had a
you
hand
didn't.
out. The right hand. I saw you
So
manipulate.
you didn't.
With the right hand, perhaps.
No,
not,
you
right?
did not.
But you didn't see me with my right hand.
You definitely
You're
didn't.
saying that you saw me with my
I know
right
what
hand.
I just said. I know what I just said. I'm asking you now. Did you yeah, or not have your phone on your hand?
I did not.
You did not have your phone on
I
your
did
hand.
not.
Hand to God, you don't have phone in your hand.
Hand to God.
The other hand to God, you don't have phone in your hand.
The other hand to God.
Cool. You have your driver's license, registration,
Yes,
and
I
insurance
do.
with you.
So,
Man.
Look, I'll say this. The cop was way too cool once he saw what was going on. Like, he was like, all right, well, let me see your license anyway. And there's no way that she was holding a phone in her right hand.
Worst part is he tried to bring God into it.
Right.
Tried to bring God into his bullshit, you know?
and then God has an interesting sense of humor because she said hand to God and she didn't even have a hand.
That might have been my favorite part of the video.
Yo.
Hand to
So
God.
I don't know how she's ending up in court.
For real, man.
I'm pretty sure she.
How did this even get to court? For real.
I don't know how it did. I don't know how it did. But the whole funniest part of it is she is literally going to court. Like, she should be sending in something to say, look, I don't even know what he's talking about. The police report says this, but you know what? That's how court is. They see the evidence before you get there, but they have to justify the existence of the court system.
Mm-hmm.
So they know they get ready to drop it, but they'll let you come in there anyway, knowing that that's what they're going to do. And they'll force you to go all the way to the court date before they do that.
You You have to get off of work. You have to get up early. Yeah, man. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, they do it to waste these people's time. And they're definitely going to waste this lady's time.
Call it a day. Cop should have just ended it right there, man. But
he should have.
He refused to admit he was wrong, you know.
And you know what's interesting about that is we had an officer on here a couple weeks ago, Officer Ron Gamble, or former officer Ron Gamble. And he was talking about situations like this happen because the police have those quotas where you have to do a certain amount of traffic stops, a certain amount of this. So they're just looking for stuff. So maybe he did see a cell phone. Maybe it was somewhere else. Maybe he saw a reflection. But sometimes they're just counting. That's what he was saying. He was like, they'll just see something 5-6 times, and they'll be like, all right, I'm going to get the 7th one. It's going to be the one I grab.
I bet the next someone over for a cell to mention which specific hand they used.
Yeah, don't do that. Just say you had your phone in your hand, and then you'd be okay. But the second he said the right hand, it was like, oh, you messed up.
Yep.
And now she's going to go to court. I wish she would get paid. That would be more satisfying. Real. Yeah, I would be more satisfied with that.
For
personally.
Real,
but that's only because, you know.
You think she's a lawyer?
I don't think she's going to get a lawyer because it was a traffic issue.
Oh,
and she doesn't really need a lawyer for that because she's got the body cam and it's obvious that she at least wasn't holding it in her right hand. Now, the officer could try to say, well, I had the hands wrong. She had the phone in the other hand. But then he's going to have to justify how she was driving with a nub.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
She was nubbing the turns. Nubbing it. Just nubbing it.
Oh, nubbing it, bro.
Yeah, she was nubbing the turns. Not hugging the turns. She was nubbing the turns, man.
Yo, that's crazy. That is crazy.
See, and that's how I get in trouble on YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and get away from this story. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to get in trouble for that just because of that. So we're not even going to do it no more. I'm done.
You think they would cancel you for that?
Well, that's the funny part. You would think they wouldn't.
Yeah.
You would think that something like that would be, you know, we're just having fun. We're just doing some comedy. No, they take everything too serious.
Okay.
And, you know, half of the stuff I say is with a dash of sarcasm.
Of course.
So sometimes when they're just looking at the transcript, if you're just looking at it in text form and you're not hearing tone and how I'm delivering things, it comes across.
I can see that.
Just like the nubbing it thing, you know?
Yeah.
See, and now we're laughing. We're not helping. We're not helping at all. We're not helping at all. So hold on, I got to share this other link real quick while I'm on here, but I also got to make sure that I let the people know, for the people who are talkers, that they can make some money just talking from home with the Babbel audio platform we are affiliates with. So make sure you check out our affiliate link if you're watching the show. On YouTube is where that link is. So now I got to put that link everywhere because of the change in live location. So nonetheless, let's keep this going. Let's keep this going because we only got 2 more before we get to Kaleb's Corner, as I'm going to call it, where I corner Kaleb with the hard questions regarding music and soul and culture and all types of stuff. And we're going to go over one of the videos, but like I said, we're going to save that till the end. So let's make sure we are strong on the tube, because this next segment, I know, these next 2 I'm going to get in some trouble for. But it's cool. You already got people on that are going to be on. So thank you guys. Anybody who's on here who's new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe on YouTube. Make sure that if you're on Twitch, Twitter, whatever your poison is, I'm over it. Okay? Go ahead and check out Purge the BS on whichever forum you're coming in on. All right. So this next one is, I was surprised to hear that they did this, but apparently the United States and other countries has decided to create an enhanced Olympics. Have you heard about the enhanced Olympics?
I haven't heard about this.
Oh, Lord. Well, let's just say I was surprised to hear that it was a thing. And once again, I thought it was like a skit, and it turned out it was a real thing. So let's go over this story. You're going to love this one.
Yeah.
This is interesting. All right. So let's see what we got.
Greece's Christian Golomev racing the clock.
So these are
this
all
promotional video released by Enhanced Games.
Enhanced
shows their
Games. That's what it
athlete
is.
Beating the world
Those
record
are all
of 53
steroids.
by 0.02 of a second. A victory fueled
How you
by
breaking
a
the world
cocktail of
record on
performance-enhancing
during practice?
drugs,
You see this?
And one retired Australian Olympian James Magnuson would have liked
This
to
is
claim.
crazy.
I was super disappointed.
He
This
spent
is
5
completely crazy.
months in the United States training and juicing.
I was on a
Where do they
performance
do this,
So
though?
I was
It's
using things
well,
prescribed
obviously
by
in
a doctor.
Australia.
Didn't reach his goal, but will be back for next year's
Out in the
inaugural
outback.
Enhanced Games.
I want my
Take
name
'em
up
out
there
back.
in lights come race day.
The controversial privately funded games
Privately
won't drug
funded.
test athletes,
Of course.
instead encourages performance-enhancing drugs.
What kind of
Who
shit
wants to be
is
a
that?
human 1.0 when there are superhumans among us?
There are huge cash incentives being offered to athletes who sign up. An undisclosed appearance fee plus prize money, close to $400,000 for
crazy.
first place. And if you can break a world record, a bonus of $1.6 million.
I'm really starting to feel like
any athlete
we didn't ran out of ideas for things to do.
But for others,
For real, man. Like,
in the United States, Miley Hogan, 7 News.
All right, so we get the gist here. So basically, they decided to create a testosterone Olympics, pretty much, where they don't test for performance-enhancing drugs, and as a matter of fact, according to this video, they encourage it. And so
yeah, they do encourage it. You know what's crazy? When you said it enhanced, I had a whole different. I'm like, yo, are they going to be tripping balls on acid? Like, you know, I was like, what is enhanced, man?
enhanced games, yeah, that would have been pretty enhanced if everybody was tripping on some. But here's the thing: instead of continuing to outlaw the drug, they just conformed. They were like, yeah, we were outlawing this type of behavior, but then somebody had money. They said it was privately funded. So somebody was like, forget about it. Let's do the enhanced games. And that brings me to an idea that I had that people got mad at me about, and I want to discuss it now because now I'm pissed. Let me tell you what. On the we had a WNFC coach Red Floyd, who's from the Washington WNFC. Sorry, and special shout to the WNFC. First of all, that is the Women's National Football Conference.
Okay.
So it's tackle football with ladies. Okay.
Oh.
And the WNFC has rules against, dudes being there. All right. I'm just going to say it straight ahead. I tried to sugarcoat it. They don't want dudes that think that they should be in the women's football conference to be in the women's football conference. So I was saying they should have a league for those folks, like the TFL or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And just you play on the team that identify. We got men and women's teams, or male or whatever.
I mean, it doesn't get more fair than that.
Yeah, we just have the teams don't have men or women. They just have they. Everybody's they. On the back of the jersey says they. Everybody just says they. And it's just called the TheYFL. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Or something. But I got in trouble for making that suggestion. And now they have like the steroid Olympics. So why I can't make some money off of the,
I have to give them respect, man, because at least they are admitting that they're using performing and
they're not trying to hide it. They're not trying to hide it.
Because you know how many athletes use that stuff, Mac? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and they try to act like they're not.
But like, come on, man. We all know. We all
right. And that's the thing about it is like when athletes do enhancement, so to speak, we frown upon. But now they're going to have a whole space to go to if they get like kicked out of another league for using something. They can go over here. Well, right now it looks like it's just swimming. I only saw swimming clips. So they haven't moved into other stuff because I don't know if I'm ready to see like enhanced football. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody's on steroids. It's like, raw! It's like gorilla ball or whatever out there.
People be dropping dead from heart on the field.
Yeah, that would be kind of wild. So I'm not ready for that.
They're not testing for anything. Like, where do they draw the line? You know what I'm saying? Are they like snorting lines? You know what I mean? Are they like? It could be anything.
It could be anything. They're not drug testing anything. So I guess if you want to smoke some weed, you can do it. You can do some coke before the game or whatever. This guy was swimming, so I don't recommend doing, smoking weed and sniffing coke before jumping in 12 feet of water. Probably not smart. But if they extend this, I don't know, man. To a degree, now that I think about it, it might be kind of entertaining.
It does seem like some Australian.
Like, imagine a bunch of rugby players all on steroids, just running into each other, busting their heads with each other.
Yo, it's Australia. They should be boxing kangaroos. They should be wrestling gators.
Then you shoot up a shot and go wrestle. remember Gator Slam, bro?
Oh, that's
I had to think about it. I said, hold on. Gator Slam. Before I move into this next purge, I must explain Gator Slam to the people so they understand.
Inside of all inside jokes.
Yeah. Many, many moons ago, this gentleman and I were discussing sports, and we were saying sports had gotten boring. And so we came up with a sport called Gator Slam, which was basically people fighting alligators. Like this, it wasn't cool, but we ended up with a commercial, kind of a skit. And like every time somebody would talk about a sport, we would tell them that they're nobody because they haven't slammed a gator. And that's when we go, Gator Slam. So you're like, oh, okay, so you think you a man, right? Because you like to run up and down a field of nice, soft grass and holding the soft, leathery football. You ain't no man because you ain't Gator Slammed.
Yep.
Gator Slam. Anyway, so we can get into that. I'm going to actually do that as a skit. Because now that I'm in the Florida area, it seems like it's appropriate. So, yeah, it seems like it's appropriate. I'll go down to the Everglades and shoot out there. And, I'll be my regular self, be scared as shit because it's stuff just moving around and you can't see it. You hear it. Something's walking back there. What is that? That's the Everglades for you.
Surprised you remember that because that was damn near 20 years ago.
Man, I never forgot that because we were laughing about it for like days.
Oh my God.
Every time somebody would come around, we would just be like, Gator Slam.
I had a blast at Guitar Center, man. That was a wild time.
And I'll give some history. Kaleb and I worked together 20, 25 years ago at a Guitar Center music spot. And to be honest, we had a ball there. Me, you, and Dave Virgil. I still talk to Dave from time to time. I don't know if I should have said his whole government name on here. Dave, if you're watching, I'm sorry, bro. Because he's still one of my Facebook friends, so he might be tuned in and be quiet since he might have seen you.
Hello.
Yeah, he might have seen you in the thumbnail. So he'd be like, "Whoa, what's going on over there?" So anyway, let's keep this thing moving. Because now that we've talked about Gator Slam, I think we have to have
Gator Slam.
Yo, we have an interesting topic we got to cover. This is going to be a few minutes on this one, okay?
Okay.
And all right, so we got Purple Groovy on Twitch. I'm just making sure all the feeds are still up because I was trying something today. I switched something around so I could move away from YouTube, and I just wanted to see if it worked. So as long as they're still working, yeah, they're still up. So this next one, one of the Florida gubernatorial candidates, which is one of them weird ass words that I don't like. The gubernatorial candidate, this guy that he just keeps coming out with these weird claims of things he wants to do. So he had like the OnlyFans tax was something he was trying to do. So anybody who's an OnlyFans creator, you got to pay a different tax on your money.
Yeah.
Like he just be coming with weird stuff. So in the most recent one, I believe he has said something about black teens being the problem in Florida.
Oh my God.
I don't know if that's what you want to say out loud if you're trying to get elected. Well, you know what? It is the South. So they might be like, hell yeah.
Florida, as crazy as it is, coming from Florida, it doesn't surprise me too much, man.
Well, that's Florida.
Yeah.
That's what WTF stands for over here on the show. Anytime we say we got a WTF clip, it has to do with Florida. So anyway.
Is that exactly what he said?
We're going to see exactly what he said. That's the best thing I can tell you on this one. We're going to have to see exactly what he said. So let me find this clip over here, which I know I have. Okay, we're just going to type it in then. All right, let's go. So, what is this guy's name? I don't know his name. You'll figure it out in a second, all right? We'll figure it out in a minute. Because I'm sure he'll say something. I'm sure he'll say something I don't like. So let's... What's this guy's name? We'll figure it out in a
Across
minute.
the country, spontaneous teen takeovers are popping up.
Teen takeovers. Teen takeovers. Let me ask you a question. How do they know it's a teen takeover? Because they can use their eyes and recognize that the people who are there are teens? Well, if you use those same eyes, what else can you discern about 99% of the teens in these takeover videos? That's right. They're all black teens, but you're not allowed to make that observation. No. These are just teens. Don't notice anything else. So why does it matter what race they are? I can hear a liberal shriek. Simple. How can you solve a problem if you're unwilling to admit what the problem is? After yet another teen takeover in Florida, this time a wild one in Tampa Bay, James Fishback, a candidate for governor of Florida, went off at this press conference.
It was not a teen takeover. What happened here on Friday night was a riot. We are not going to be able to address this issue because we're denying what it truly is. It's quite fitting that members of the media, including some here today, had no issue calling the events of January 6th a violent insurrection, when in fact no one was charged with insurrection. One thing that we have to confront is that black youth violence is a problem in Florida.
What?
The truth of the matter is that the group here on Friday night was almost exclusively young and black. There's something to be said about the root causes that lead a 12-year-old who was arrested here on Friday night to riot without parental supervision. 72% of black kids born today will be born to an unmarried mother. I'm here to announce 3 policies that would take effect immediately if I were governor. All
right. Before I let him continue, I'm just going to say he is definitely going off the rails already because he's only identifying one specific group, and you're not supposed to do that. He could just say teens, teen takeovers, and in his head he could think black teens. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
He can't, he's saying the quiet part out loud. He can't do that.
This is why.
So I'm gonna let him finish, but I'm just saying, like, this guy is a serious candidate, and I don't think we want to put somebody in office that's that stupid about what he's saying. Like, you could feel a certain way and just not say exactly that. You know what I'm saying? You could just say, you know, we're tired of teen takeovers. Not, guess what else you notice? Everybody's black. Like, come on, bro. We don't need that. That's not helping the situation.
Not at all.
Anyway, I'll let him finish. And it's only because I said that I was going to have to cover this, and so we're covering it. But
we'll be charging anyone who participates in a so-called teen takeover with Florida State Statute 870-01, a third-degree felony of rioting. I'm also going to instruct state attorneys, including right here in the 13th Judicial Circuit, to make it so that any teen who is charged with aggravated rioting is charged as an adult. Number 2, we're going to stand up a social media youth disruption unit tasked by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement in my first month as governor to lawfully and constitutionally monitor incitement and threats of riots like the one took place here, to disrupt them before they begin, and that includes me as governor activating the Florida National Guard. And number 3, what I'm going to direct the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to do is to convene a 5-person panel of law enforcement, business leaders, and most importantly, our church leaders, to look at the root causes of black youth crime and to prepare a report to give to me as the governor within my first 90 days. There are real opportunity gaps in low-income communities here in Tampa. There's no doubting that. But an opportunity gap is not an excuse to riot. To the youth that were here on Friday night, let me make a very clear warning. Rioting has a 3-year statute of limitation. If I see a single kid from here on out participating in a so-called teenage takeover from the time that I am sworn in as governor, I will retroactively have the state attorney's office charge you with rioting, and we are going to throw the book at you. You have been warned. We have 3 years to charge you, and we can definitely charge you over the next 8 months.
All right, we get it. But he didn't have to say all of that though. I think that's why people are upset. So a bunch of people are upset about this whole statement.
So
yeah,
this guy Nazi vibes for real.
Exactly.
Like Indiana Jones villain vibes.
He reminds me of like a young Jeff Goldblum. Remember Jeff Goldblum? He looks like him. Like when he was The Fly. when he turned into a fly. So
Moranis, some Rick Moranis, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids vibe.
Yeah, he's definitely got that. So, he's definitely also got the vibe of someone who, as a younger person, was not very popular with the ladies.
100%.
I'm going to say that. Yeah.
Buddy. Yeah.
And when you're not popular with the ladies when you're young, you grow up and become this. This is what you become. So
you surprised me at all, man, to be honest.
Well, the surprising thing to me is he's a serious candidate. Like they are, he's standing in front of the news. He called him up.
To me, he sounds like he's bought and sold by the for-profit prison industry, and they're trying to fill up these prisons with young black kids, man.
Oh, boy. We had that discussion a week ago, and nobody wants to hear about that.
But
nobody wants to hear about that.
I feel like if you read between the lines, like,
and I didn't mean nobody wants to hear about it like I didn't want to hear about it. I meant like people don't want to have this pretty obvious discussion, because I did my research to find out if there were any prisons, privately owned prisons or jails in the entirety of the United States that were owned by black people, and it was none. I was like, damn, it wasn't even like a token black guy that was like, yeah, I want a prison, No, none of us got that. So why is that? Is that because there's a gatekeeper saying that black people are not allowed to own prisons? Or is it that black people are just super moral and could never incarcerate people?
I mean, it's a good question. I remember there was a rumor going around that Michael Jordan had invested in for-profit prisons, but it ended up being a completely different Michael Jordan. Not,
was it Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, something like. No, it was
Sinners Jordan. Sinners Michael Jordan.
Thought it was MJ, but it ended up not being.
Yeah, and they need to leave MJ alone. Everybody secretly hates him still, just because he was so good at what he did.
Man,
that they just hate him. I still love him. I don't care what nobody says. I enjoyed it.
In Ocean City in the summertime, doing the fishing tournaments and stuff.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, I got to get back to this black teen takeover problem that they're discussing here, because we do have a problem. It's a parenting problem, but it's not just black parents. Because there's other parents whose teenage kids walk up into schools and shoot the hell out of school and teachers. So there's plenty of teenagers that have poor parenting. So I just think this guy, by making that statement, he shows how he really, really feels about his population. Like there's a distinct difference between one group versus another, as opposed to people just being young and dumb and not having good parents. And then he mentioned something about people being born to single parents and all that. So what are you going to do about that? You're going to make the baby daddy stay? You're going to cut off the so-called welfare system that incentivizes the woman to get rid of the man? Like, I get it. There's a statistic, but what are you actually going to do with that?
I feel like he's just throwing stereotypes at the wall.
That's what it sounded like. Yeah, I got to give you that. Yeah.
Come on, man. Like,
I don't know. What's the chat saying here? I don't know what the chat's saying on that one. I think they might be a little offended. And honestly, the chat hasn't said anything about it. Hold on, my chat's not used to doing that. Something's wrong. I think they got us.
Betting on his voters being as racist as he is.
Yeah, but here's the thing: he's not known as a racist. Like he doesn't have like this history of burning crosses on people's lawns or anything. So he's just kind of saying stuff, and we're picking up on it and saying, all right, we know how this guy really feels. He said he's going to throw the book at black teens and accuse them of rioting.
And charge adults.
And charge them as adults. And he's going to fine them up to 3 years after they've committed stuff. He's coming for them, is what he said. He's coming for you, whoever you are. So he wasn't putting a notice out to all teens. He was just putting the notice out to black teens and teens who apparently are the products of single parents. And I think just in that by itself, he doesn't deserve to be elected, because you have to be elected to govern multiple types of people. And you're not able to segment like that, because then you're just going to have the police focused on one group, which they already are, in my opinion. But then you're going to really have them focused on just one group. And before we know it, we're going to have teenagers getting shot. So I'm not really for all that. I don't want them doing teens takeovers either. But I think this guy could have came with a better way to say, we'll hold the parents accountable.
Yes.
And just start there instead of being about black teens or the problem in society. And no, just say, look, teenagers been acting the hell out. Going forward, here's a new bill. If your kid is out here doing something stupid, we charging you. Keep your kids at home. Don't let them do this kind of stuff. And that's how you're supposed to address that. But he didn't do that.
He did way too much.
He did way too much. So I am done with him because he's on some bullshit. So we're going to see what he even does. I hope he doesn't get elected.
What's his name? I never seen this guy before.
I've seen him. He's been.
Well, you live in Florida, so I'm sure.
Yeah. Gubernatorial candidate. There we go. What is his name? Man, there's 36 of them. I didn't know there was that many candidates. I've only seen that guy and Ron DeSantis. You know, Ron DeSantis is like the current guy. His name.
I mean, it kind of says a lot that this guy is like campaigning on locking up young black kids. You know what I mean? While at the same time, the federal government is putting aside money for the January 6th rioters for their
their slush fund.
Yeah,
for their court costs. Like, I mean, all I'm saying is if they're going to do all that, just keep the same energy. Like, if you want to do that for your January 6th people, I'm not saying it's fine, but I'm just saying if you're going to do it, like, let's keep it fair. Let's keep it fair. There's plenty of other people that haven't been pardoned for shit that was way smaller than taking the shit on the desk inside the damn Capitol. So why can't you just keep that same energy? That's all I'm saying. Set Diddy free. No, I'm just playing. He called Trump, and Trump didn't even answer him. So, and that's, that's what it is. So, let me check one last thing before I get into my piece here with Kaleb's new project. And I want to thank you for enduring the purge of the BS with me there, because I always have to cover the bullshit because it's constant.
Nah, man, it's good to hang out with you, bro. It's been a minute,
It has been a minute. Like I said, the last time that we were physically in the same location, my kids was in single digits, and now they both in mid to late 20s and got children and wives and all types of stuff.
Crazy how time flies, man.
It does, doesn't it? It does, doesn't it? But the real ones still stay connected. You ever notice that? There's some people you meet along the way, and you just, because of technology now, it's a little bit easier, but you just kind of stay connected to people, check in with them every once in a while. And that's the one thing I do like about, Facebook and some of those things is you don't lose contact with people unless you really want to. You know what I'm saying? So, but speaking of contact, I just first want to give you an applause for just coming on the show and dealing with us, because now we can get into the hard questions. All right? Let's bring this thing up.
You're asking me to come, bro.
Yeah.
I got to plug my phone in real quick.
All right, plug your phone in. We got about 15 minutes left in this thing as we get into this. And let me get my... Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you a couple of questions regarding yourself, your history. But for most people, I'm just going to let them know Kaleb Brown is an old friend of mine who's also a musician, comes from the Eastern Shore, Delaware, Maryland area, and plays acoustic music, is good with digital music. I mean, this guy's talented and can sing a little bit too, and can actually rap as well. So we got a lot to cover with that, because there's a lot of angles that we can go in. But I guess the first question I have is just, what was the thing that brought you into it? What are some of your historical motivators as far as people, like who brought you into the type of music?
Well, I mean, as far as reggae music, Bob Marley would have to be the one. I'm sure everybody who gets into reggae music, he's kind of the entrance point,
Yes. And so how old were you when you started listening to Bob Marley? Because he's known for the herb. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's not known for a lot of things. The herb is one of them.
Yeah, for the herb.
But I mean, man, you know, I think one of the big things was you remember the Fugees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did No Woman, No Cry.
Yeah.
You know, they covered it, and you know, I started connecting the dots. You know, a lot of the rap music I listened to, they would incorporate like reggae, like Busta Rhymes and Biggie. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So once I started, you know, just getting deeper into it and researching more, listening to more music, I just fell in love with it. And also, man, I live at the beach, bro. So reggae is just like, it's the vibes, you know?
So when did you realize that reggae wasn't just like a sound? It was a whole message to it. It's not just, because if you listen to reggae music, every song has to have a real message. It's not just a bunch of like gibberish. And how did you realize that it was more to it than just music?
Well, you know what's funny? I started listening to Bob Marley songs, you know, and of course there's Legend, like his greatest hits. But then I started listening to more, and I was hearing Bible verses in some of his music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I was hearing like political songs, like Slave Driver and like Get Up, Stand Up, you know. And so like I sensed that there was something more to it. You know what I mean? So I picked up this called Catch a Fire. It's a biography of Bob Marley, but it's not just about Bob. It's about the history of Jamaica, the slave uprisings in Jamaica, you know, the history of the Rastafarian religion, Haile Selassie I, the Emperor of Ethiopia, you know, Marcus Garvey. So Jamaica really has this revolutionary history, you know what I mean, with slave uprisings. Marcus Garvey is from Jamaica, you know what I mean? And I realized through doing a lot of research and reading that, you know, there's this deep spirituality at the core of reggae music, which is centered in the Rastafarian religion.
And so you find it to be more spiritual than other types of music, like, you know, regular, just hip hop or R&B and things like that?
I would say maybe a spirituality that connected with me personally.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've seen that you've shared the stage with Steel Pulse, Tribal Seeds, Collie Buds, Protege, a few folks. How did you end up getting into the scene with people who were larger in reggae, considering where you're coming from on the eastern shore of Maryland is not known for producing reggae artists? So how'd you end up going from that location and actually getting into mainstream and being on stages?
Well, I know I live in a small beach town, but reggae has always been huge here. You know, in the 80s and 90s, it was more of the Jamaican traditional reggae. Now it's more of like the Cali kind of reggae hybrid kind of stuff.
Right.
Which I'm not too big into, but I remember in Ocean City, man, I remember Buju Banton played in Ocean City. I mean, anybody, you can name anybody, like Capleton, Steel Pulse, and a lot of these bands I opened for was in either Delaware or Maryland at you know, bigger venues that would have international acts, stuff like that.
Is that what they do when they come to town? They look for a local act to open up for them?
No, not typically. Sometimes the act will bring their own opening act with them.
Right.
A lot of the places that I play, the act would have to like personally approve me opening for them. So they'd have to like look at my videos or listen to my music and be like, okay, yeah, I think that can work. But the first thing that happened was Protege was coming to Ocean City to perform, and I was like, man, like I would just love to open for him. Let me shoot the venue an email, just see what they say. Just let me shoot my shot, see what happens. So they actually, you know, they didn't seem very, very into it at first. They were like, oh, well, it has to be approved by the main act. So they ended up approving it, and kind of the snowball effect. You know, they would have other reggae acts. And they would ask me, they started asking me to actually open up for these bands.
Okay. So it's interesting because a lot of local artists have a really tough time, you know, getting on stages with anybody who's considered, you know, a mainstream artist. And I'm just I'm just curious, like how somebody from the Eastern Shore of Maryland is able to network like that.
Well, man, you know, with the acoustic, so I do two different things, bro. I do acoustic shows, which are like more like bars, hotels, restaurants, where I sing a lot of covers, Bob Marley covers, Jimi Hendrix, you know, stuff like that, you know. And I built such a big name locally, regionally doing that. I mean, bro, I was doing like 250 gigs a year at one point, you know. At the beach,
Jeez, that's a lot.
At the beach, there's so many bars and hotels and little venues to play, you know what I mean? So I actually built my notoriety doing those type of shows, but the whole time I was still making my own original music too, you know? And so when I do these opening act shows, I have a whole band with me. We're performing all original music, and the sets usually last like half an hour to an hour. Whereas acoustic shows where I'm doing covers, it's like 3 to 4 hours, you know. I'll take breaks, but you know, it's a longer set.
Right. That's actually really interesting. Doing 250 gigs a year isn't easy.
Well, that was my peak. I want to say I was young. I was a little younger too, so I had for it. But I would say like 2013 to 2017, I was really, you know, I was killing it, man. I was doing a lot of gigs. And then COVID happened a few years later, and that's a whole.
So that's another interesting thing as a musician. How did the COVID pandemic affect you as far as being able to perform? Did you end up doing digital stuff, or you just were stuck?
1 second, bro.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he disappeared. All
right, I'm back.
Were you doing things online and doing shows that way, or were you actually just stuck until they opened the doors back up?
People had asked me to do the digital shows like Facebook Live, stuff like that. But man, to be honest, I wasn't really into it. You know, like I would get paid pretty well for the acoustic shows, not to like be fooling myself or anything. So like playing for a few tips on Facebook just seemed like kind of a waste of time to me.
Yeah, I feel you. Kind of how I feel about doing stuff on YouTube sometimes.
But I mean, bro, my career completely disappeared overnight, you know?
Wow.
And I feel like I was at the peak of my career right before COVID happened. Like that's when we opened for Steel Pulse, was 2019. That's
wow.
I was 2 years into doing my own festival. You know what I mean? I was 2020, it was going to be bigger than we'd ever done it. You know, the city was sponsoring it. But then COVID, man, you know, so it just kind of took the wind out of my sails, bro, you know?
Wow. So was it tough to get back in the business? Like once the doors opened back up and everybody was ready to get back in the world, was it tough to really get back on stage?
Like things still aren't quite the same as they were before. And also, man, like before COVID, I felt like a young man. After COVID, I felt a little older. So, you know, my priorities kind of changed. Did I really want to do 200 plus gigs a year, or did I want something more stable? You know what I mean? Right. So it was, COVID was wild, man. COVID was a wild time.
Yeah, that was a wild time. I didn't even, you know, a lot of times it's like people kind of forget about it. I remind folks all the time. I'd be like, man, COVID was crazy.
It really was.
And when you really think about what happened and how many people's children got stuck at home getting a half-ass education, and, you know, like it kind of messed up a whole generation, and we won't really see the full effects for about 10 to 15 years.
And for people like us, bro, like we were outside when we were kids. You know what I mean?
What do you mean we can't go outside? That was crazy to us.
You know what I mean? So for us, I feel like it was even like more extreme, you know, like this generation, they're kind of used to being inside on their phone. Yeah, us, man, we grew up outside.
Outside. There wasn't no smartphones and all that kind of stuff going on in the house. Nah, we was outside. Yeah, if you wanted to see your friends, you went to their house. You couldn't see them on Instagram.
The facts.
So, yeah, for the kids who liked digital stuff, some of them did really well. To be honest with you, some of them did really well with the homeschool, but in a grand sense, most of them didn't, because then you left them to their own devices. Their parents didn't want to teach them anything, so they were just kind of stuck. So I also noticed in education, since we kind of brought up the whole COVID thing, that there's been a severe lack of you know, there used to be a real push for music, creative music, acoustic music, real live instruments, you know, bands, things like that. It seems like over the years that hunger has disappeared. And I'm wondering if you feel like it may even ever return in a generation or two.
I mean, things have changed, bro. I mean, as far as bands, like a lot of people are kind of not wanting to do the band thing. They get a loop pedal, they get a drum machine, you know what I mean? And they just create their own accompaniment. And everything's different. We got AI, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got plugins that mix songs for us, you know what I mean? Things have really changed, man.
So as an artist, how much of that technology do you personally use? Do you do a whole band live, or do you do, you know, backtrack for most of your stuff?
So when I do the bigger shows where we're opening for somebody, or like also like festival slots where it's like a half an hour to an hour, like I typically bring a band because I want to sound big like the other acts, you know what I mean? When I play, I actually kind of have a funny method of doing my acoustic shows. I play drums with my feet, believe it or not. So I have
you play drums with your feet.
Yeah, I have like a kick drum pedal, right? For my, and then I have like a tambourine that I kind of use as a snare / hi-hat, like that I stomp with my other foot. So bro, I'm multitasking like crazy when I do the acoustic stuff, you know.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, especially if you had to do that 250 times in a year.
Yeah.
So just as a quick question to you, between, you know, kind of, because you mentioned Rastafarianism or Rastafarian as a religion. When you mention that, can you give us a little bit more information about the discipline behind the Rastafarian spiritual kind of religion there? I mean, a lot of people don't know much about it. So
yeah, I can give a quick breakdown, basic breakdown, but basically, so Rastafari is a Bible-based religion. Sorry for the stutter there, but a Bible-based religion. It started with when Haile Selassie was crowned in Ethiopia in 1930 as the emperor. His original name is Tafari, and his title was Ras. So Rastafarians, that's where the name comes from.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So before he became emperor, he was a Ras, which is more like a prince, I guess you would call it.
Right.
But his name is Tafari, so that's where the term Rastafari comes from. But so the Rastas, you know, they read the Bible, and they saw mention of Ethiopia, and they saw mention of a ruler coming from King David's lineage that was going to be crowned. And they interpreted the Bible to see that this ruler, Haile Selassie, was, Christ returned, in a sense. And, they follow a lot of Old Testament kind of rules, like no shellfish, no pork. Most Rastas, they don't eat any meat, or they don't consume alcohol.
Hold on, you don't eat any meat either?
Nah, man.
Oh, wow. I like a good steak.
I eat fish.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not technically meat. I love fish too. I love everything.
Well, a lot of Rastas make a exclusion for fish. They'll eat. But for the most part, a lot of them are vegan or pescatarian. And yeah, man, I feel like that's the crash course in Rastafarianism. Okay. And they grow their locks because, in the Old Testament, it says, the Nazarites who separate themselves unto God don't cut their hair, don't trim their beard,
right.
So they follow a lot of Old Testament laws, essentially, when it comes to diet and.
Well, we got a comment in the chat here from Vivi300V. That says that vibes with the Marleys are so amazing. So thank you, Vivi, for the comment. If anybody has any questions for Kaleb directly, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'll make sure he gets that. But the next thing, I do have an interesting question here, because we have to get to it. Have you ever had any issues culturally when you're doing reggae music? Have you ever had to prove that you belong into that culture?
As far as being like accused of a cultural appropriation, things like that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, let's address the elephant in the room. You know,
we know what's crazy, man, is in my journey, I've encountered the most hatred and pushback from white people, bro.
Wow.
Like you see pictures of me and my band. My band is primarily black people and Jamaican people. You know what I mean? Personally, I've never encountered anything but support and love from black people and Jamaican people. The only pushback I've really experienced firsthand is from white people who think they know something, or they want to feel like they're cultural gatekeepers for somebody else. But no, man, I've never really experienced that. And also, I think a lot of it is like how I carry myself too. Bro, I know some white dreads, you know what I mean? And they're kind of cheesy to me, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, but I just feel like it's a combination of how I carry myself, how I interact with people. I think people can sense something genuine with me, and I've never really encountered that, man.
So you've never had any issues with that? I mean, I hate to say I'm surprised, but I'm definitely surprised that
only white people, bro.
Only from the whiteys.
Only from white people, man. Yeah.
So does that make you anchor yourself more into that culture, since the culture is accepting, and the opposite culture that's supposed to be the inviting culture for you is not being inviting? I guess it makes it easier to stay with the reggae because you don't have to deal with that. If everybody's showing you love on that side.
I mean, I wouldn't say all white people are accusing.
No, obvious. But only white people have, is what you were saying.
I'm gonna say, like, as black centered and as black revolution as reggae is, the majority of record buyers and ticket sales are mostly white people. You know what I mean? Like, as revolutionary as reggae music is, I mean, even when Bob Marley was alive, like, his main the main consumers of his music were white people,
Interesting. But I honestly didn't even think about it that way. I always figured that, it was a primarily like kind of a Jamaican culture and just sort of centralized to one area. But I never really thought about it like that. Never really thought about it.
He wasn't that big in Jamaica, believe it or not. He wasn't that popular. Like, he actually barely performed in Jamaica once he became a big star. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. There was other artists that Jamaica liked more, like Dennis Brown, Gregory Isaacs, bands like guys like that made, I guess, a less crossover version of reggae than what Bob Marley did.
Well, I think Bob Marley's goal was to bring that music and that message to the masses. So he tried to create something that was digestible for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think he did a great job because that music lives on. So
a great job. I mean, it's some of the greatest music ever recorded,
Now, I didn't know Bob Marley personally myself, but did you ever hear of Bob Marley ever having any racial issues against anybody who wasn't black doing reggae music?
Did Bob Marley have issues? No, to be honest, man, like, I've read stories. Bob Marley was so light skinned, like, he actually faced like racism from darker black people in Jamaica. They called him like German boy and white boy in Jamaica.
That's
crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy.
My father was essentially white, and so he faced a lot of, because even to this day, Jamaica is very, I don't want to say, it's like the lighter you are, the higher you are in society almost. You know what I mean? But Bob was living in the ghetto. So he was like this only mixed race child living in the ghetto. You know what I mean? So a lot of these people didn't know what to think of him.
Well, the good thing is, your history. So if anybody ever questions whether it's real, what you're working on in your craft, you can tell them the history of it.
Well, I love to read,
Yeah. And it's obvious because the stuff that you're talking about is not just regular common public information. This is, you had to go study. You had to go find out the roots of this music that touched your soul. You're like, where did this come from? And why am I not hearing more of this? Why is everybody doing this other thing? So,
well, also, I feel like if you claim Rastafari or Rastafarianism, like, you've got to study. You know what I mean? You got to do the work. You know, especially the white boy coming from Maryland. You know, like,
that's got to be rough. That's why I had to ask about that, because I love everybody who's lovable. So I don't really care where you're from, especially if you're good at music. I'm all right. I don't care. But I can only imagine in the world that we live in that there would be some haters, and they would be quick to hate just on appearance. They haven't listened to the music. They don't know your history. They don't know who you've performed with. They know nothing. They just see you and like, and they just start.
Sure, happened before. You know, I might not have been aware of it, but it's just something that I've never really encountered, man. Like, I'm friends with a lot of people in the DC reggae scene, and there's actually a huge, really vibrant reggae scene in Washington, DC. But you know, I've never faced it there either. You know what I mean?
Well, that actually makes it like, I'm surprised to hear it, but that means for me that there is hope, because I believe that music and laughter are the two unifiers, right? And if we can stop gatekeeping certain music, people just are going to be creative in the way that they are, right?
Well, some gatekeeping is necessary sometimes.
Some gatekeeping is necessary. It is. But I mean, in terms of just quickly just discounting somebody's craft because of their skin color, a lot of times they jump to conclusions over that. And I think that's unfair. I think we got to at least, I got to listen to it.
Yeah.
And if it sucks, it sucks. I don't care what color you are. And if it's good, it's good. Now, if you're saying a bunch of stuff, like for some of my rap artists, I know they're going to be mad about this, but if you're saying a bunch of stuff you're not doing, I'm the guy that calls you on it. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're locked up for life? You're standing in front of me right now. You weren't locked down for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So
that's become like the norm in hip hop now, man, is people talking about stuff they never did. Like,
well, see, that's the funny part. I was just talking with my wife about this, and she was asking me why, people were fans of Rick Ross, knowing that Rick Ross's whole thing was a lie.
Yeah.
And I said it was simple. It was a really simple answer. Back in like 2010, shit was rocking. Every day I'm hustling is a theme. It is what it is.
Yeah,
so we can't take away from what was done, but we all know that 90% of these folks are lying, because if they weren't, they'd all be in jail for murdering people and doing all this stuff they're talking about. So it's supposed to be entertainment. And to somebody, it's entertaining to hear people say that they're going to kill everybody and sell drugs to their family and have sex with their baby mama. Some people, that's it.
On the other hand, though, all those drill rappers are basically snitching on themselves.
Yeah, well, see, that's the funny part. They don't even be snitching on themselves. They snitch on other people that did the shit and told them the story. And now they use it like they did it. Now they're sitting in court and they're like, well, you said this in this rap song. Like, well, I didn't actually do that.
They use Young Thug's song against him in court, which is insane. I think that's crazy.
They did that with Young Thug. They did that with, I think it was King Von.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of them recently where their lyrics become part of the evidence.
Lil Durk.
Yep, Lil Durk was another one. So, I mean, in music, you don't have, there's got to be some element of fantasy in music. That's why it's... but sometimes we just take it too far. And I think that's where because we've taken it so far, we've glorified something that people shouldn't even be doing.
Yeah.
And so in reggae music, do you ever find that there are any cultural shifts that you think might be negative for the culture? Or do you think reggae music is all good for people that love it? It's a unifying sound.
Well, one thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is, you remember 90s dance hall, right? Like, Walk Like a Champion. You know what I mean? It was very Jamaican, but also very palatable, but now it's like, so people who don't know, dance hall is basically like the modern digital hype up version of reggae music. Buju Banton, Beanie Man, stuff like that.
Right.
But now I feel like dancehall has lost its cultural identity and they're trying to sound like trap artists. Like even the production, they're using the trap hi-hats. You know what I mean? So I feel like they've lost a little bit of what made them unique and special, trying to sound like American artists. Super auto-tuned, you know.
Right.
The stuttery hi-hats, 808s, you know.
Well, see, the funny part is I believe from what I've seen that a lot of these folks are literally just paid to do something specific. They take the deal, as I call it.
Yeah.
And some of the music, you'll hear certain people say things in their music about certain drugs and and they have never done these things.
Yeah.
But I mean, somebody told them, this is what you should say. This is what we'll promote. We'll put our money behind it if you say this. But if you start talking all these positive messages and trying to unify the people, no, we can't have that. We need you to tell them that you're on Molly.
Bro, you know how many name brands of lean I know just from listening to rap music?
Right.
Like, yo, what? You know, like, come on, man. And also, like, I was having this conversation with somebody the other day. Like, we were talking about Future. And between like 2015, 2016, this man put out like 10 albums or something like that.
He did?
Yeah, and it's like, bro, there's no way you're on these drugs.
There's no way you're on these drugs and putting out 10 albums. Not possible.
Bro, there's no way. There's just no way.
You can't be that productive and high.
Bro, seen anybody on lean? Like, bro, you're not making 10 albums in 2 years when you're on lean, bro. You know what I mean?
And then it turned out he never touched the stuff.
It wouldn't surprise me at all if he didn't.
No. He really hasn't. Like, that's a proven thing. Like we were talking about Rick Ross and all this stuff. There's a bunch of people acting like they're doing stuff that they're not doing because somebody else is saying this is what you need to talk about.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the pharmaceutical industry was sponsoring some of these rappers, man.
They might own a record company and we don't know it. They could have some shell company or something and we wouldn't know.
And lean all because of rap music, bro.
So here's the question. Is that the fault of the rappers or is that the fault of the record labels that are pushing out the product?
I don't know who's at fault. I don't even know if I would call it a fault. I feel like it's an industry, man, and they're just trying to get paid. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
I feel like that's what sells, and that's what's been working for them. So keep the formula going. You know, don't break the cycle.
Well, I mean, it's only working because that's what they're promoting. Imagine this: if all of our music was clean, right? And that's all we could hear, we would probably have favorite songs just like we do. We would have club songs just like we do, but the messages would just be different. But the record label said, hey, you put out this message, we'll promote it. So for the artists that are like more conscious, they don't get as much promotion. But the artists that run out there and say nigga 1,000 times and shoot people in the face 1,000 times, that's the ones who get the promotion and they get the marketing, and it's like they're deliberately pushing that as a message. They don't want the positive message. They don't want the unifying message of reggae. They don't want anything that brings people together. They need there to be sown division within hip hop and any urban cultural music. So that's why I was wondering about reggae, because it's more unifying. Like when I listen to Bob Marley, it doesn't make me want to hurt anybody. Like Knuck If You Buck. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make me feel like I want to slam dance.
He might want to make you shoot the sheriff, but
right.
Yeah,
but you won't shoot the deputy though. You're not going to do that. Somebody else did that.
in self-defense.
Right. So it's one culture of music that I feel is a goal of unifying people through sound and voice.
Well, if you do listen to some modern dance hall, man, some of that stuff is straight evil. Like
that's the modern dancehall. That's what I'm saying. They've been trying to corrupt this music for quite some time. They've been trying to corrupt reggae for quite some time, but they can't get all the way in because they don't know the history of it. And how they got into hip hop, how they did, is because we just told them the history by giving all the words in the songs.
shock value has always been a factor in the music industry.
Right.
Even in like, bro, I remember, like in the '90s, there was rock bands like Marilyn Manson and White Zombie, and they would use satanic imagery, and they would, just, sell records almost solely on shock value. You know what I mean? So I feel like with hip hop, this is just a theory, by the way, but like, in the '90s, it was smoking weed and drinking Henny, you know what I mean? Or drinking, and then
Alizé.
Yeah, and Hypnotic, all that stuff. But then it's like, how do we level up? How do we make it more shocking? Like, let's talk about lean. Let's talk about pills, because people aren't being shocked hearing about weed and liquor anymore,
Good point. Because there was a time when, somebody started talking about smoking was taboo.
Yeah.
It was taboo. And the drinks were cheap. Like, remember when, NWA and them was talking about drinking 40s.
Oh, my God. Same
odds. Like, they were not even talking about Hennessy or none of that stuff. They talking about the stuff over in the cooler. Go get the stuff from the cooler.
Yeah,
so,
man.
And then, like you said, they had to level up. And now that's not good enough. Drinking 40s ain't good enough. You got to have a whole bottle of Belvedere to the face.
Well, it's not rebellious enough. Kids want stuff that they perceive as rebellious, But there's also two different types of rebellion. You have the rebellion, I guess, where, white kids want to rebel against their parents. So they'll listen to music about doing drugs and do the drugs. But then you have the rebellion of something like reggae, where it's like a revolutionary rebellion,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's the thing. Reggae is a revolutionary kind of music. So because of that, they try not to let people listen to it.
Yeah.
And that's why Bob Marley he knew what was going on. So he softened the music a little bit. Actually, he didn't even soften it. He used more metaphor. And because of that, people didn't catch the message right away. So they just thought it was catchy. You know what I'm saying?
Things like he would put like rock lead guitar on his song, or he would do a song with a disco tempo, like "Could You Be Loved." You know what? DJ could like seamlessly blend it into their disco show. You know what I mean?
He was a smart marketing person, and Marley wasn't very old when he died.
He was only 36, man.
He was
a young man, bro.
I wish he would have been around for another 20 years or so and seen the way things went.
But man, I feel like some of his sons are really carrying it on.
That is true.
Yeah.
Shouts to the Marley family, because they definitely have been carrying the torch.
But his genes are strong in his kids, man. It's almost crazy sometimes. I really love Stephen Marley. I really love Damian Marley. I actually just saw them all on tour last year, all together. I think it was 7 sons, 6 or 7.
Jeez, by the time he got to his 30s, he was putting in work.
Oh, he had 11 or 12 kids, I believe. But bro, by Jamaican standards, that's not even a lot, bro. Like Buju Banton has like 17 kids, bro.
Jeez.
Have you ever seen the Notorious interview with Ninja Man, where he's like, "I have 23 baby mothers"?
Yes, I thought he was lying, but apparently that's true.
He does. He's telling the truth, bro.
That's wild. I mean, I don't know why people would want to be baby mama number anything past 3, but 23.
I'm telling you, man, Jamaicans, bro.
A lot of guys can't even handle 1 kid, as far as like child support payments and all that kind of stuff. You got 23.
Well, I would probably say that the child support system in Jamaica isn't quite as organized as the American one is.
Gotcha. So you could just have 23 kids. Yeah, it's cool.
But in America, if you have more than 10 kids that you're paying child support on, they cancel all your child support.
Well, I don't know how you could do that.
Well, I went to high school with a guy.
Hold up, high school with a guy?
Yeah, I went to high school with a guy who has over 10 kids, and once you have 10, I don't know if it's a Maryland thing or a country-wide thing, but once you reach 10, they cut off your child support, man. I guess they're just not trying to get their money in all these different directions. It's too much work.
All right, so fellas, I hope y'all heard that. If that's what you're trying to do, you got to get started early. Once you get that first one, go 9 more times. You got 9 more to go.
But this guy, man, he's one of those guys that has like 2 different kids from 2 different women, like with the same birthday type shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he was killing it. He was killing the game, as they would say.
Yeah.
So before we get into, because I got to play some of your music here. I know we got in a little bit of trouble when we did I still didn't remember this guy's name, that gubernatorial candidate. When we got to that point, I think the language was it's interesting. He was on the news. So why, when I play the clip on my show, it's a problem. So we got into a little bit of trouble for that. And we're about to get in some more trouble because I'm going to play 2, at least 1, but hopefully 2 of your music projects, but they're on YouTube. So I know they're going to hit us with a copyright flag. So when you get the notification, please tell them it was cool that you were on the show. Okay. And sometimes it doesn't work though. I'm just being honest with you. I had I had somebody on here from who was on CBS, like on TV for a while, and I had some clips of stuff that they did in movies, and man, they came down hard on that. And I'm like, I'm interviewing the person. This is the movie that the person was in. We're talking about it. There's your context. You know, what's up with fair use?
When I music videos to YouTube, I get a copyright infringement notice
for your own videos.
Videos, yeah.
And here's the other question: do you get the notification though?
Do I get the notification? My notifications are weird on YouTube, man.
It doesn't work. My friend that came on here months ago, he's got a whole record company, and we played one of his songs that was on YouTube, and they flagged it, of course. So I told them, this is his channel, this is the person, this is his name, this is the company. Like, if you need to contact this person, do so. He's waiting on a notification. Nothing ever came. Yeah. So when I called YouTube back, they said that the other person, which was the guy who was on the show, has to go in and like fill out a piece of paper so they can say it's okay.
That's wild.
Yeah. So they'll still flag it because they have AI doing it. It's automatic. So it's not like you're the one that catches it. They catch it and hold it. And then I can dispute it for 30 days. Means the video doesn't go anywhere for 30 days. At that point, it's a month old by the time we release it to the public. So it's crazy. But
I had a video that I did an interview. I used to have a radio show, so I was interviewing somebody, also playing music. They flagged me for a song that wasn't even in the video.
This happens to me too. I got flagged for a couple songs because I do a music review show with my friend Shaka on Mondays. And so when I push it through YouTube is not happy about that show at all. And I love that show. So one of the goals that we have is to find a proper forum for that type of platform, because it's very helpful. The artists love it. They come to show up, they play their music. But every time we do a show, I got to spend days talking to YouTube about the artist submitted this music for critique. We critiqued it. We didn't try to sell it. We're not trying to make money off the music specifically, but they don't want to hear anything like that. And it just becomes a constant thing. So once again, that's why we're moving the lives over to the other platform. Because there's no point in them demonetizing a 2-hour live for a 5-minute segment.
Even Joe Budden, they be scrubbing the audio out. Like,
yeah, they have to, because somebody else owns it. And it be the person that didn't make the music that's doing that. That's the part that's annoying me.
Yeah.
It'd be different if you came in and was like, nah, that's my song, don't use it. But they're flagging stuff and then don't even ask the person whose thing it is if it was cool.
Man, weirdly enough, bro, like when I released my first album in 2018, I had an album release party the day before. And bro, I went on YouTube that night after the album release party. My whole album was already uploaded on YouTube by some random person.
Wow.
So I had to I commented on the videos like, yo, this is copywritten material. If you don't take this down, then, you're going to face legal consequences. So it disappeared within like 5 minutes after that. But I just thought that was so weird. Like, I'm not some huge artist who's like getting bootlegged. You know what I mean?
Well, apparently you're bigger than you think.
Nah, I don't know how it happened, but I just thought that was so weird.
So before we hit this music, because I know that's when they're going to cut this feed, what's next for you as an artist? Are you going to be touring anytime soon?
No, I don't really have anything on the agenda, man. Really, making music has been my main priority. And at this point, post-COVID, like, man, I really don't have any kind of plan. I just do what I want. I move how I want. You know what I mean? If I feel like recording a song, I'll do it. And yeah, man. I do want a reggae project because my last project was a little bit of a detour from that whole vibe.
Now, was that the What's Left to Look Forward To project?
Yeah. That album.
Okay.
So before I had an album called Roots Movement, 100% pure reggae music. To me, it's my favorite album that I've ever done. It's kind of like in my eyes, my crowning achievement. It was a group effort. I had a lot of really great musicians, like really high up musicians, like working on it for me. It was a group project. And What's Left to Look Forward To was my COVID album. So I was kind of in the house making my own beats. You know, I went back to programming, went back to sequencing, you know, and I feel like it kind of reflects that whole time, like the isolation, you know what I mean? The kind of depression that everybody was kind of feeling, you know what I mean? The uncertainty, you know.
That is true, because I didn't really, that's actually around the time when I started doing this online thing, because there was like not much else going on.
Yeah.
So I just like, I wonder what's going on online, because a lot of people ended up making a bunch of money online during COVID because people couldn't go anywhere, so they started selling their products. I had one friend who started knitting masks for people with, you know, like cool logos on it and shit, and he made a killing over that. It was only a couple of months, but he made a killing knitting some cotton masks for people. They probably didn't protect from shit, but they look cool. They look good.
I'm not going to lie, man. A lot of people really looked out for me during COVID, buying my merch, bro. Like, people really showed out and, like, bought a shit ton of merch from me, bro. T-shirts, CDs, stickers, whatever they could, however they could support. And that really helped out a lot, for sure.
Okay, well, speaking of merch, make sure y'all check out freemanservices.org/shop, and that's freemansvcs.org/shop. That's where you have our products for the Purge of the BS, and of course, Freeman Services, which you can see in the corner on the vertical here, and over here for the horizontal feed people. But nonetheless, I got to get into this music, so I got two particular songs I wanted to play. I have the Don't Touch My Radio one, and I have the We Ain't the Same. Which one would you want to hear first? Which one did you want to hear first?
Sequential order. Let's do Don't Touch My Radio first.
Got you.
That one was released in 2018.
All right, let's check it out then. Is this all live music, or you did this as sequence?
So started off sequence, and then I replaced everything with live.
All right, gotcha.
When I'm listening to music, feeling irate. Way up on cloud nine, where you find me. When the bass and the drum are in timing, and the singer on stage start rhyming, and the stage lights started shining, and the women in the place start whining. The rude boys started grinding. That's what I'm living for, the music. That's why I'm giving you music. Full of love and humble, and that's how I do. And I'm doing it for roots movement. Coming straight out of OC. Better act like you know me. Full of love and humble, and that's how I do. If you got love, better show me. Don't touch my radio. Don't you dare turn it down. No, no. Music playing all night and day. Turn it up loud, no apology. Don't touch my radio. Don't you dare turn it down. No, no. Music playing all night and day. Turn it up loud, no apology. Don't bother me, no test me, no stress me. Don't send no police to arrest me. Play me loud music, get me sensey. Better that you join me than vex me. Always have enough to go around. Anytime I day it's going down. Don't make me put this big split out. Don't call the police and snitch us out. Just give thanks for the music. Let's all skank to the music.
That's a vibe right there. I like this.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
Coming straight out of OC. MD, you feel me? Let's
Oh yeah, shout out to Maryland.
Yeah, look at City.
free. Don't touch my radio. Don't you dare turn it down. No, no. Music playing all night and day. Turn it up loud, no apology. Don't touch my radio. Don't you dare turn it down. No, no. Music playing all night and day. We turn it up loud, no apology.
Yeah. That's in Baltimore, right?
Shouts to the Ocean City folks, man.
Yeah, man.
I
I
had-
had Ocean City. You know, coming straight out of OC, better act like you know me. You know?
So you did the leads, you did the backups. You obviously were playing the guitar.
So, man, so the way it happened is I sequenced a lot of the songs from that album. Like on my keyboard, I play bass lines, you know. And then I met this guy named Tough Lion, who kind of he was the guy in the video playing bass with the turban on.
Gotcha.
He heard like the raw tracks and was like, bro, if you really want this to hit, we got to replace all this stuff with live instruments, man. You know?
And he was right.
He was right. He was right. It made all the difference, man. It made all the difference. And reggae, traditionally supposed to have that human feel, you know?
Right.
And yeah, man, so I rented out studios for the drums because I don't have 16 microphones, you know, to record a drum kit. And for the most part, all the guitars and stuff like that, I recorded myself in my house. And then I got it professionally mixed and mastered. So I really went all out on the Roots Movement project.
That's what's up. So you said that was 2019?
2018.
2018, okay. Yeah. And you said it was filmed in Baltimore? That was a scene from Baltimore?
The graffiti section, that was in Graffiti Alley in Baltimore.
Oh, that's what's up. I think I just have to give you props for showing love to at least, you know, the state of Maryland. You even mentioned OC in the song. Like, he gave a shout out to OC Maryland in the song.
That was kind of you know, I was talking my shit on that song, but also it was kind of like, you know, bigging up my hometown.
That's what's up. So what's the history to Don't Touch My Radio? Is that just you don't want the music to stop? Is that the metaphor of it? Or what's the metaphor of Don't Touch My Radio?
Well, I guess in Ocean City, we had these things called noise complaints where cops would come up, tell you to turn the music down. They got their little decibel readers, you know what I mean?
85 decibels, no more.
Yeah, so they would come into the party, you know, like either playing live with a band or just playing music loud, you know. Don't touch my radio. Don't tell me to turn it down. Music playing all night and day, you know.
Okay.
That's kind of what it's about. Even like I say something like don't call the police and snitch us out. Don't make me put this big spliff out, you know.
That's actually interesting though, because isn't that legal in Maryland now?
Is now. So
yeah, in 2018 it wasn't.
3 years ago it became legal.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what that song's about. You know, just it was one of my first like. So I don't know if you remember, but when we worked back at Guitar Center, I was rapping. I was making beats on my MPC 2000, like it was rap, and that's how I started getting shows. But then it started becoming more and more reggae influenced until just one day my music was just reggae. That's it. It wasn't a hybrid. It was just it evolved into reggae, and that was one of the first pure reggae. And yeah, man, it was on from there.
All right, so we're gonna jump into your second video here called "We Ain't the Same," and you said this one's a little different than the first one. What do you mean?
Okay, so when did I put this album out? 2023. I put out an album called "What's Left to Look Forward to." A lot of my older fans were kind of thrown off by it. It was a little bit of a detour from what they were used to. It was kind of a hip hop, trap, R&B flavored album. And my day one fans know that I started out doing hip hop, so it shouldn't have been a surprise for them. But the people who discovered me along the way doing acoustic shows and playing reggae music, I think it threw them off a little bit. But like I said, it was my COVID album. You know, I didn't have a bunch of musicians to work with this time, so you know, we
did what you could.
Yeah, the big studios were closed, so even if I wanted to rent out, you know, a big studio, I couldn't. So I just sat there, went back to my roots and programmed some beats, and you know.
All right, well let's check this "We Ain't the Same" video out, because I'm curious. I haven't heard this one.
Sin City Beach video.
Oh, I didn't mean to ask who shot the last video. What company? If you wanted to give them a shout out.
Or We Ain't the Same.
We ain't the same. The last one, Don't Touch My Radio.
The guy named Pyrex TV. I had another video called Dream Chaser that he filmed for us, which was probably like 5 years before Don't Touch My Radio. But I actually won a contest on a radio station for songs with a message, and the winner, you know, people had to vote, and whoever won got a free video shoot. So that's how I linked up with this guy.
Oh, wow. So it was just kind of, I don't want to use the term luck, but it was just right place, right time kind of thing.
I was actually aware of his work because he was like the premier hip hop music video maker on the shore. You know, if that you know what I mean? Yeah. So I knew who he was, but at that time, bro, I was just starting in music. I wasn't making a ton of money. You know, so it was really a blessing, you know, that I won the contest. And he filmed the Don't Touch My Radio video. And yeah, I've hit him up for quite a few things since then. Even the live footage from that video, I hired him just to film, you know, us performing live at the event.
And then he just molded it into the whole thing so he can make a complete video. It's a nice video. That's why I was asking, because it's obviously you didn't shoot it on your phone. You didn't just use CapCut.
It's crazy what you can do with your phone these days.
It is. Yeah, it is. So let's check this other one out, because we do have to get ready to get out of here. I know it's getting a little bit late, and I've kept you on here a little longer than I expected, but it's been a good conversation, so I don't want to stop it just because of time. So let's check the second one out. Now you said you rapping on this one. So the last one, all my reggae fans, y'all got to hold on a second, because we're going to go to we're taking a different trip.
Some reggae flavors in there. You know what I mean? Like, okay. Yeah.
Well, let's find out.
I'm going to step off a bit while you up.
You do that. I'm going to go ahead and play this. All right, folks, in the chat, make some noise. Like my man Shaka says, rattle the cage.
We ain't the same. Have some respect when you speak on my name. Stay in your lane. I hear what you're saying, but what you're saying, I just can't relate. All the acclaim, things I've attained. No need to explain what's already plain. You stay the same. You mad cause I changed. I came from the mud and I built up my name. The things that I seen with these two eyes.
We got the singing.
Wish death on me. They team up, they dream up a scheme. Didn't know I had a big thing on me. Got me once, couldn't get me twice. Got that pump to protect my life. Cock that thing, and of course that's right. Don't stumble on my front porch at night. Fucking with me, it's a rocky terrain. When the smoke clear out, the realest remain. Left home as a soldier at a young age. I went to battle and came like a king. Of course there are those who will always object. Can't take a throne without catching some threats. You're my imitations and I'm not impressed. All 24, I'm collecting debts. We ain't the same. Have some respect when you speak on my name. Stay in your lane. I hear what you're saying, but what you're saying, I just can't relate. All the acclaim, things I've attained. No need to explain what's already plain. You stay the same, you mad cause I changed. I came from the mud and I built up my name. Bitch, I'm a samurai. This is my battle cry. A murderer with no alibi. And I will satisfy you. I'm your girlfriend Valentine. Then that girl ain't camera shy. She ain't got no panties on. And I know her man is gone. I don't think it ever really changed me. But we can go fuck in the Mercedes. I used to push the minivan. Now I'm in the BD man. Seems similar. Who got the key to my Beamer? Way back in the day, you remember? You were in the backseat, bent over, so we ain't the same. Have some respect when you speak on my name. Stay in your lane. I hear what you're saying, but what you're saying, I just can't relate. All the acclaim, things I've attained. No need to explain what's already plain. You stay the same. You mad cause I changed. I came from the mud and I built up my name. You left way too soon, baby, and you know that. You didn't see what I could do, baby. And you left me, you're gone. Yeah, yeah. And I will satisfy you.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. Right now on that one, I like that one.
Oh, for real?
I like that. That beat, you getting applause for that.
Yeah, I didn't make that.
Oh, you didn't make that?
For the guy playing keyboards in the previous video, he made that beat.
Kaleb Brown, We Ain't the Same. I like that one. I really do. Hold on, let's bring it back full screen. Let's chat this one out. That's what's up.
I appreciate that, man.
No, I'm serious. I might have to run that on the show next week, and just let people hear that because that's a nice vibe right there. Kind of, I hate to say it, but it sounds like Drake a little bit, like old school Drake, not new school Drake, old school Drake.
I was listening to a lot of Drake, Future, stuff like that at the time. You know what I mean? So,
right. And I'm sure people got fooled by the thumbnail where I used "We Ain't the Same" on the thumbnail. That was my clickbait, but it was really because of your song. It was because of your
honestly, bro. It's hard. It's weird for me to watch that video because I don't got no hair, bro. Like it's almost weird for me to watch. Like I feel like I'm watching somebody else almost.
Like who's that guy?
Yeah, for real. Man, you know I had locks for 25 years. Cut them about 3 years ago. And I just could not get used to not having the locks. So yeah, they're starting.
Why did you cut them? Because I do remember that you cut them, but I remember you had a reason.
Bro, I was just going through things, man. You know, I was going through things, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just one of those things, man. You know,
it happens. And you said it was right after COVID, so everybody was kind of just doing stuff at that point.
Yeah, it was just
they were just doing stuff. You know, whatever you could do, you did it. So that's actually interesting.
Maybe I don't know what it was, man. Maybe I felt like I needed a break from being who I was. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
You know, that is interesting because that's a totally different type of song than the one right before it.
Yeah.
And that was what, 3 years apart?
No, well, to be honest, like I put "Don't Touch My Radio." I officially released that in 2018, but most of those songs on that album I wrote, I want to say between like 2013 and 2015. So, you know, it took a little just to kind of mold the songs to what they eventually became, you know. But yeah.
Got you. Okay. Well, I got like 2 more questions. I'm checking the chat to make sure there's no specific questions in the chat. We did have somebody ask about where to follow you on YouTube. So if you could give us, I put out your Roots Movement, you know, at Roots Movement on YouTube, but I know you had a couple other platforms that you're on as well, like Facebook. Can you give a couple shout outs of your, where people can find you?
Yeah. So Instagram, I am Kaleb with a K, Kaleb with a K. Funny story, when I cut my dreads, my friend was like, "Oh, you Kaleb with a C now."
Yeah, you kind of, I would have said that. It's a good thing I wasn't around when that happened. That would have been my joke.
Like something you would say, but
that does sound like something I would have said.
But no, my Instagram is Kaleb_Brown_music. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple Music. Just search my name, Kaleb Brown. My stuff will pop up. What is my name on YouTube? Let me check real quick.
No, I got your YouTube one was at Roots Movement, I think it was. I want to say that was.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Oh no, it's at Roots Movement KB.
Yep, that's it.
All right, so on YouTube,
KB's
at Roots, and that's Roots with a Z, folks. Anybody that's watching and watches this later, Roots with a Z, Movement KB, on YouTube. But I know you got Facebook. You said you got Instagram, and most creators and musicians nowadays have 5 or 6 different platforms that they have their stuff on.
On Reggae, I think one word, Kaleb Brown Reggae.
Okay. And there's Kaleb Brown Music is YouTube, is Instagram, right?
Instagram, yeah.
Okay, so Kaleb Brown Music Instagram, Roots Movement KB on YouTube, and Facebook was Kaleb Brown, just Kaleb Brown?
Kaleb Brown Reggae.
Kaleb Brown Reggae. Okay, so I'm hoping I got them all there. I'll put them in the description once, because I'm going to do a shorter video of this where it's just you and I talking, and I'll have another video for the little stories that we did in the beginning here, but I just want to make sure I don't have no additional questions. We already gone over any upcoming tours. We already talked about where to follow you, and I think that is pretty much all I have right now for you. So I want to thank you for coming on and spending some time with us, and you know, I'm checking in the chat here. We have no direct questions for you.
No, man, having me. And for people who don't know, me and Sekou go way back, like
way back,
and we haven't really talked like this in probably close to 20 years.
Yeah, but we stayed in contact.
We did.
That is true. I've been supporting the movement from afar, obviously, but
the real ones I keep in contact with, like Dave, even Matt. I don't know if you remember Matt.
I still talk to Matt. Me and Matt on Instagram all the time. He sends me funny clips. A couple of them ended up on here.
Always sends me shit, man.
Yeah. So shouts to Matt Garris. If you're watching this, Garris, we still love you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Told him that I was doing this a few days ago.
Oh wow, he's probably gonna find a way to cut it up and clip it up and send it back to me with something funny.
And I still see Justin Day and who else, man? That's probably about it.
That's probably it. I ran into that dude. You remember the dude Cole? Remember the cat named Cole? He came around the end, like right before we stopped working with him. He's a taller white guy, you know, young dude. I ended up working with him years later too. Like we ended up at an IT company together. It was kind of crazy. And he was like my supervisor.
Yeah.
But we were cool as hell. Like me and him was cool. He's like, I knew I saw your name.
It sounds familiar, but I really only remember the Pro Audio crew. We had a crazy crew back there.
We was killing it.
He's Jason. You know, Jason was my guy. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Jason. So nonetheless, I don't want to take it out on a sad note because this has been a great interview, and I really wanted to at least highlight what it is that you do. I happen to have this small platform, and if it's helpful for people to see this music, because I know they're not pushing it out, because it's not a bunch of like crazy people killing each other and all of that. It's like vibe. Like that last one, I'm gonna tell you right now, that beat, I know you said you didn't make it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to talk to you about that beat. I like that one. It put me in the space.
So my keyboardist, he made the beat and he didn't even like it, bro. He did not even like the beat. He didn't see the potential. So he played it for me. And bro, it was literally like maybe 20, 30 seconds long, right? And I was like, bro, what are you doing with this? He's like, man, I don't even like that. I'm like, give this to me. Yeah. So I put it in the DAW, looped it. And then I put that little slowed down section in the end. I didn't do much to put like a little synth on it. And in the beginning, there's like that sample that's from Afro Samurai. Right. I hope I don't get a copyright infringement for that. But no, it was one of those things where he didn't see the potential. But I was like, yo, I need this. Like, and also
sometimes, what do they say? One man's trash is another man's treasure. That's how music is. It'll be a beat. Because I've had that happen to me before when I was making beats all the time. And I'll be like, this is trash. And then somebody else will hear it and be like, oh, my God, that's awesome. Let me get that.
And when I brought it back to him, he was like, oh, my God.
Right. And then you're like, oh, I didn't even hear that when I first heard it.
Yeah, bro. I guess he thought it was really sparse and like not really built up. But like for me, that just means I can do whatever I want on it. You know what I mean? Melodically, rhythmically, like I can just really go anywhere with it,
Right. Well, I'm about to get out of here, but before anybody leaves, anybody that sees this later, make sure you check out Kaleb's album, What's Left to Look Forward To. Make sure you check out Kaleb Brown's music. Make sure you support the music, support acoustic music, support real music, support creativity. That's what I'm asking people for. We got AI, we got all these
the AI music, man.
Yeah, we want real music from real people. We appreciate it. Like me personally, my ears like real music from real people.
Bro, you still music?
I still have the ability. That's the best way to describe it. I still have all the ability. I got my keyboard over here. I got, of course, as you can see, I got my microphone. If I need to load something up, I still have, I'm using, I got Fruity Loops, Audacity, and Cubase.
I've been using which is Cubase essentially.
I used to use Nuendo. That was my one. That was my favorite one that I used to have, but it didn't work too well on my new computer, so I couldn't use it.
Yeah, man. The older I get, the tougher it can be to find inspiration, man.
Well, if you can find inspiration in today's current climate, then you can find inspiration anywhere, because it is a sad state of affairs out here. You're right. Crazy out here. It's been crazy ever since COVID. Like you said, so much stuff changed and it never went back to normal. And here we are.
It's man, like I feel like we like hopped the rails onto a different reality, bro.
Yep. And now we're just in that timeline and we can't go back. It's over.
Bro, I would love to go back to like 2016, man.
Oh, man, it was awesome. The 2010 to 2016 was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good. Now, granted, I had some, person in my life during that time that I'm not too happy about. But other than that person, things were really good. Like, really good at that. I was making money. Like, anyway, let me get up out of here, man, because I do have to go. But we'll be doing it.
See you, man.
Yeah, man. Always. And we'll be back on Saturday doing our show as usual. So if you want to tune in, you can always feel free to jump in YouTube, at least for this week. Next week, we're going to be only on Kick with the full screen. And then the week after, we'll be doing only lives on Kick, Rumble, and Twitch. Okay? And
I'm going to get on one of those platforms.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm trying to manage multiple platforms over here and manage the small business situation as well. It's a lot, but it's all for a good cause. So that's the motivation, Yes. That's all the motivation I need is for it to be for a good cause. So nonetheless, let's get out of here. But I don't have anything else to say other than thank you, Kaleb, for coming and joining us for a purge of the BS. And if you can make it back Saturday, great. But for the folks in the chat, if y'all don't make it back on Saturday, then that, my friends, is the bullshit. And we out of here. Peace.
Peace.